Megan Parks with Exploring Parks here. Today I want to talk about how much water you really need to bring while you're camping or backpacking. When it comes to drinking water, there's so many rules of thumb. I've heard 2 liters a day. You should drink 8 cups a day. You should cut your body weight in half and drink that many ounces per day. So how much water do you really need while you're camping and backpacking? It seems like the best way to determine how much water you really need is to consider your body weight and then divide that by 2 and drink that many ounces per day. This is better than just assuming everybody needs 8 cups a day or everybody needs 2 liters a day. So when you think about it that way, if you weighed 150 pounds, you should be drinking 75 ounces of water per day. While you're out camping, that gives you a guideline of how much water you should drink, but you also need to consider other ways that you're going to be using water during your trip. So you're going to need to think about the cooking you'll be doing, any personal hygiene that you'll be using water for, and then also odds and ends, like if you're gonna put your fire out by pouring water on it or anything like that. Just consider what you need water for during your whole trip. The amount of water that you bring will also be determined by what type of camping you're doing. So if you're backpacking out on a trail, then you cannot carry nearly as much water than if you were just car camping, where you could put all your water in the trunk and just have it with you ready to go. Usually people say when you're backpacking, you should bring 2 liters of water per day for drinking, and you might be able to get like a meal or 2 out of it as well. But ideally you should have 2 liters with you for each day that you're backpacking. The best way to carry water with you while backpacking is with a water bladder that fits right into your backpack. That way you can drink it throughout the day, you don't have to keep taking it in and out, and you can always refill it later. I like to bring a bladder with me that will at least last me for the full day of drinking, and then on the side I also like to bring one of these Nalgene water bottles. So these are a great size. You can put enough water in it to where you can make a few camping meals, make a cup of coffee or 2. So it's just nice to have this extra water bottle on the side with you, and you can even fill it up in a lake or a stream and then stick your life straw down in it and drink out of it if you're desperate. If you're car camping, then bringing water will look a little bit different. So you can bring more water with you because you'll have room in your car and you don't have to worry about transporting it on your actual person. So when you're camping, a good rule of thumb is to bring 1 gallon of water per person per day. 1 gallon actually has about 128 ounces in it. So if you think about, if you need that 75 ounces for drinking water, then you'll have extra for cooking and cleaning and personal hygiene, anything like that that you might need each day. If you're bringing kids with you while camping, they obviously won't need quite as much water as adults. So a good rule of thumb is to bring at least half a gallon per child under the age of 10 per day. Once they get over that age of 10, then you might want to consider bringing the whole gallon per person again. If you have pets with you, you also need to account for how much water they will be drinking. If you're lucky, your campsite might have a natural source of water to where the pet or your dog can drink from it. But if not, you need to calculate how much water your dog needs each day. So ideally, dogs will drink 1 ounce per pound of water per day. So if your dog is 10 pounds, they'll need 10 ounces of water each day, which is, a little over a cup of water. Some ways that you might bring water with you while backpacking or camping is in a water bottle, which is common, but you'll need a lot of water bottles if you don't have any source to refill the water with, so you'd have to bring several with you to get through a day of camping. Another easy way to bring water with you for a camping trip is to run to the grocery store and pick up the gallon jugs of water. They're just filled and ready to go. That would make it even easier for you to count how much water you actually need for your camping trip. So if you have 2 people and you're going for 2 days, you can grab 4 jugs of water at the grocery store and have all that you need. If you're backpacking, you will probably want to bring a bladder, maybe even a water bag. You could also use something like a water filter system that has the bag in it, so that you can just fill this up and hang it from a tree when you get to your campsite. Our favorite way to bring water with us while camping is to bring the 5-gallon military grade water jug. So this is great for my husband and I to just bring if we're going to go on a weekend camping trip. We have a siphon hose that we can use this, and we can fill up water bottles or jugs of water or anything that we need, and that way we have just enough water with us, and we don't have to worry about having a bunch of different containers full of water. One thing I do want to mention is if you put all of your water into one container, you need to be very careful not to puncture it, because it could be devastating if you lost 5 gallons of water during your camping trip. Some other factors to consider when you're determining how much water to bring camping and backpacking is the surroundings that you'll be in. So if you're at a higher elevation, then your body is going to need more water. It's recommended if you're at like 5,000 feet elevation or above that you bring an extra liter per day to drink for yourself. If you get closer to 10,000 feet elevation, you're going to want even more water with you. You also need to consider the climate that you're in. If it's hot weather, then you're going to be sweating a lot, and your body will need to be replenished with more water. If it's cold out, you need to decide if you're trying to use natural sources of water, and also if your water containers are going to freeze. So that's something to consider when you're planning how to bring your water with you. Natural sources of water is a great way to get your water while you're camping, as long as you have a method to purify it. So you could use the filter like a life straw or a water bag. You could also bring a Berkey with you to your campsite. You might bring purification tablets with you, and you could even just boil your water for 1 minute at a rolling boil, and that would help eliminate any bacteria causing diseases that are in that water. So when it comes to camping and backpacking, I hope this video gave you a better idea of how much water you actually need. So if you're backpacking, you should at least have 2 liters with you per day and a way to filter your water after that point. And if you're camping, you should bring 1 gallon per person per day so that you can eat, drink, and clean yourself up with that gallon each day. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you determine how much water you need if you're camping or backpacking. If you're looking for other tips, tricks, gear reviews for camping and other adventures, please check us out at exploringparks.com or subscribe to our channel. Thanks guys, keep exploring.